At the dawn of the 19th century, England presented an image of remarkable stability and refinement. It was an era of elegant drawing rooms where tea was served with perfect punctuality, conversations were polite, dresses were impeccable, and social graces were everything. But just beneath this polished, serene surface, a rigid, silent, and deeply unequal social system was at play. While the great powers of Europe were clashing in large-scale military conflicts, another kind of war was unfolding inside English homes. This was a battle that was invisible, fought daily, and absolutely decisive, especially for the women caught within it. It was a silent war, waged not on battlefields, and in the hushed corridors of country estates and the crowded ballrooms of London. Jane Austen never wrote about kings, generals, or grand battlefields. Her chosen arena was much closer to home, more domestic, and for that very reason, far more revealing. Her keen eye captured the subtle yet powerful tensions that defined her world. In the drawing rooms, during formal dinners, and through the ritual of social visits, she meticulously documented a society that confined women's destinies to an incredibly narrow set of choices. Austen understood that the true drama of life wasn't always in the grand public events, but in the quiet, private moments where destinies were negotiated and futures were decided. She was a master observer of silence, listening to what was left unsaid, and watching the unspoken rules that governed everyone's lives. For an English woman in the early 19th century, the concept of independence was almost a fantasy. Without the full right to inherit property, control her own finances, or possess legal autonomy, her future was almost entirely dependent on one single outcome: a favorable marriage. Of course, love was a desirable bonus, a hoped-for prize. But economic security was not a luxury. It was an absolute necessity. A single woman from a genteel but poor family faced a precarious existence, often dependent on the charity of relatives. This reality shaped every aspect of a young woman's upbringing, education, and social life. The goal was clear: to become marriageable. And this pressure turned the pursuit of a husband into the central and often most stressful drama of her life. In Jane Austen's novels, marriage is rarely a simple affair of the heart. It emerges time and again as a complex social agreement, a silent negotiation of status, income, reputation, and ultimately survival. Every courtship, every dance, every conversation is part of this intricate calculation. Each proposal carries with it an invisible scale, where genuine feelings are weighed against cold, hard material necessity. We see characters forced to consider offers from men they do not love, simply because the alternative is destitution. Austen shows us that marriage was the primary economic system for women, the main path to social standing and financial stability. It was less a romantic union and more a strategic merger, a business transaction veiled in the language of love and propriety. The society Austen portrays is rigidly stratified. Social class is not just about wealth. It's a complex code built on countless subtle cues, small gestures, the right accent, a known annual income, and, most importantly, family connections determined exactly where a person belonged in the social hierarchy. While the dream of social mobility existed, the reality was that it was incredibly rare, closely monitored, and often surrounded by harsh moral judgment. Marry up was a triumph, but to marry down could mean social ruin. Austen masterfully illustrates this rigidity, showing how characters constantly navigate a landscape of snobbery and prejudice, where one misstep could lead to being ostracized. This obsession with class created an environment of constant performance where everyone was both a judge and the judged. Although the Napoleonic Wars are rarely mentioned directly in the dialogue, their shadow looms large over Austen's world. The conflict profoundly influenced the English economy and, by extension, the lives of her characters. We see it in the uncertain inheritances tied to fortunes made and lost in the war. We see it in the fluctuating incomes of landowners and the pressure of wartime taxation on their estates. The presence of the militia, with its dashing officers, brings both romantic opportunity and social disruption to quiet country towns. This background of distant war made financial stability even more precarious, and as a result, made the strategic importance of a good marriage even greater. The economic anxieties of the era seeped into every drawing room, making the search for security the unspoken engine of the social world. Jane Austen's heroines are revolutionaries, but but not in the conventional sense. They do not wield weapons or lead public insurrections. Their resistance is quieter, but no less profound. It is intellectual, moral, and emotional. Characters like Elizabeth Bennet and Anne Elliot are defined by their capacity to think for themselves. They observe the world around them with a critical eye, they question the values of their society, and they dare to refuse convenient proposals that would compromise their integrity. They challenge the expectations placed upon them, not by overt rebellion, but by asserting their right to personal judgment and emotional truth, all within the very limited constraints of their time. Their strength lies in their inner life, in their refusal to be mere pawns in the social game. With a sharp and unforgiving eye, Austen exposes a society obsessed with the appearance of virtue, yet deeply indulgent toward real inequality. She paints a world where good manners are paramount, but these same manners often serve to conceal a brutal lack of compassion. It's a world where a woman's reputation is a fragile, delicate thing, easily shattered by rumor or indiscretion, while a man's mistakes and moral failings are often easily forgiven or conveniently overlooked. Austen reveals how public morality was often a facade, a respectable cloak used to hide private interests, greed, and ruthless ambition. This hypocrisy is at the very core of her social critique, revealing the deep chasm between what society preached and what it actually practiced. Irony is Jane Austen's primary and most powerful literary weapon. With unparalleled subtlety and elegance, she exposes the deep contradictions of her society without ever needing to resort to direct confrontation or angry sermons. Through witty dialogue and understated narration, she allows her characters and their world to reveal their own absurdities. This intelligent, biting humor does more than just entertain, makes her critique even more devastatingly effective. It's a sophisticated tool that disarms the reader, drawing us in with a smile before delivering a sharp, insightful commentary on human folly and social injustice. Her irony is what makes her novels feel so modern and ensures their timeless appeal. The wars described by Jane Austen left no stone monuments or official dates of victory. They were the silent conflicts of the everyday, fought within the rigid confines of social norms. Yet these struggles shaped lives, determined choices, and forged destinies just as surely as any military campaign. These are the wars for autonomy, for respect, for a life defined by more than just a marriage contract. They are the conflicts between individual desire and social expectation, between personal integrity and economic necessity. And these silent wars continue to echo in our own time, resonating in modern discussions about female autonomy, economic equality, and the social roles we are all expected to play. More than 2 centuries after they were written, Jane Austen's novels remain profoundly relevant. They matter because she wrote about the invisible structures of power that endure through time. She understood that social systems can be elegant and beautiful in their form, yet deeply oppressive in their essence. By focusing her lens on the seemingly mundane details of everyday life, a dance, a dinner party, a walk in the country, she exposed universal truths about human nature and society. She showed us that the biggest truths are often found in the smallest moments, and that the quietest voices can offer the most powerful critiques. If this journey into the world of Jane Austen has expanded your view of history, literature, and society, please consider liking this video and sharing it with others who enjoy deep reflections. And for more content that explores the hidden chapters of our past, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and until the next story,